We have an amazing business opportunity we want to share with you guys today. Promise not to take up too much of your time. We know your time is very valuable. So please pay attention and see how we can change your financial future. I first want to tell you that with this business opportunity, we are offering a 45-day guarantee to create a residual income. So what that's basically telling you is we're going to work with you to create a residual income within the first 45 days. If you are unsuccessful in creating that residual income, you'll get your initial investment back. We'll go into what the investment is a little bit later on, but this is your guarantee that you will create a residual income or you get your initial investment back, okay? So let's go ahead and get down to the meat and bones of everything. I am with Digital World. We represent 3 different companies, GMG, IBSP, and Stride. Now, these 3 businesses have saved companies over $500 million over the past few years. Their average saving per business is $250,000. They're successful over 80% of the time in their processes and recapturing this money, which we'll get into in a little bit. But keep that in mind, 8 out of 10 businesses that are presented to these 3 companies have a good chance of our average of $250,000 in recaptured money. That is our average. So keep that in mind, those 2 figures, 8 out of 10, 80% of the time, and $250,000. Now, GMG, Stride, and IBSP, they specialize in what you see here on the page, like cost remediation and cost segregation, business brokerage, corporate finance, franchising, retirement planning. What makes these companies really unique, however, is they do all of their work on a contingency basis, which simply means if they are unsuccessful in finding money that is owed to the businesses, they do not charge for their services. So there really is no risk to businesses whatsoever for them to go to one of these 3 companies and go through our program. So them doing all the work on a contingency basis takes all the risk, all the fear that business owners might have regarding our services. What is cost remediation? Cost remediation is the process of finding money that is already owed to businesses. Let me repeat that. Cost remediation is the process of finding money that is already owed to businesses. Okay? So the cost remediation programs that these 3 companies do, here's just a couple of them. We have like cost segregation, property tax audit, workers' comp audit, hiring incentive tax credits, freight and parcel audits, property lease audits, research and development tax credits. We have over 30 different programs that we go out and they find money that are already owed to the businesses through these programs. Okay? What do I need to know? I'm an agent. What do I need to know about the cost remediation? Well, Digital World provides webinars for training, outlines for various programs that they have, like for property tax, you'll be able to understand what it is. Let me step back a moment and tell you, you do not need to know how to go about doing property tax or any of these programs, okay? They're just going to give you some training so you have, outline of the various programs. You can learn the basic terminology, and then they will show you how to simply approach business owners with this program. So a very simple, very duplicatable program, okay? Now, my responsibility as an agent is this. I go introduce business owners to specialists from one of these 3 companies, and I do this by setting up a 15 to 20-minute discovery call. Now, when the business owner agrees to the discovery call, they fill out a simple 1-page questionnaire to set up that discovery call. I will show you a slide of that questionnaire here in a little bit. Now, once that questionnaire is sent back to me, I send it to corporate, and they handle everything else from there. They schedule the meeting. They lead the meeting. They go over the program details. They ask pertinent questions that are needed to do the cost remediation programs. Now, at the end of the discovery call, the specialist will be able to give the business owner an estimate of the money to be found that is owed to the business. So basically, when you approach a business owner, you can tell them, and I'm paraphrasing here, but you can tell them, look, for a 15, 20-minute call, we might be able to find you hundreds, thousands of dollars, and there's no obligation to do so. And, all you have to do is fill out a single-page questionnaire, and we'll schedule the appointment and get on the call. That's how simple this process is, okay? Then at that point, after the specialist has given them the estimate, the business owner will have to make a decision whether to move forward or not. If they decide to move forward, the business still pays absolutely nothing. The specialist then puts all of their resources into finding as much money owed to the businesses as possible. Now, they do that through proprietary programs, professional services, legal services. And remember when I told you that we are successful over 80% of the time. Now, if the business owner doesn't want to move forward with the programs, not a problem. We just both go our separate ways. No fees, nothing paid, no harm, no foul. Now, you're probably asking, how do we get paid? By simply scheduling a 15 to 20 minute phone conversation, a discovery call between business owners and specialists from the company we represent. Well, we earn a 20% commission from the profits made by the specialist after the business has gone through the programs. So for simply setting up a 15 to 20 minute discovery call, I earn a 20% commission from the profits made by the specialist. Now that could be 4 to 5 figure commissions per business that is referred to the specialist. Just depends on how big the company is. Now remember, our average recovery is $250,000. Now, the specialist gets a percentage of that, and we get a percentage, 20% of the profit of that. So as you can see, very profitable just by referring a business for a 15 to 20 minute discovery call. Okay. Now, let me tell you how I got involved with this. When I first heard about this program, I went to a friend of mine who was a plumber, and I had told him, basically, would you like to get on a 15 to 20 minute call to see if we can find you any money that's owed to you? And he said, sure, there's no obligation. I'll be more than happy to get on a call. Well, by the end of that call, the specialist was able to estimate that we were able to find money that's owed to them, about $150,000. So they asked him if he wanted to move forward, and business owner, the plumber, said absolutely. So they went forward and they ended up going through the programs, and a couple of weeks later, they found about $148,000. So the estimate was really close, okay? So what ended up happening was that owner, the plumber, he was so excited, he started bragging to his friends. Well, business owners know business owners, and a lot of them are friends. And so when he was bragging about the $148,000 that he just found that was owed to him, his business owner friends asked him, well, how'd you do it? Well, then he referred us to them, and we went to them, and I think we were able to save them about $200,000. They referred us to 2 other businesses, and those 2 businesses have referred us to 5 other businesses. And it just keeps snowballing. I can't even count how many people we have in our hopper. But very, very simple process. All I'm doing is piquing the curiosity of a business owner to see how much money there is that is owed to them. And this is actual money that is owed to them. So we're not playing smoke and mirrors here. This is their money. They just do not know how to go about recapturing it. Now, why would somebody want to go with GMG, Stride, and IBSP? Well, they've been in business since 2004. They use the proprietary programs that I talked about a little bit earlier that nobody else has. They are the top of the industry when it comes to this industry. They are the tops. They are the best. There is no upfront cost. Remember, all work done is on a contingency basis. We are unsuccessful, they pay nothing. If we are successful, they simply pay us a percentage of what we find. They never have to come up with money out of pocket. It's coming from what we find. So there is no risk and no obligation to the business owners. Okay, as you can see, they're not putting any money out of their pocket. These 3 companies are also A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. And what that means to you is they've been in business since 2004. They have no discrepancies on their account. That means they take care of their clients. So you can rest assured when you're talking to business owners that you're talking about a company who's reputable and who's going to take care of them. That is important. Here's the questionnaire I was talking about earlier. And you can see right here, we have our business name, contact name, basically your business contact information. Then they have just a couple different questions down here. Do you own commercial property? If you do, what was the purchase price? Have you done renovations? If yes, how much? Are your property taxes $30,000 or more annually? If yes, how much? And you can see very non-evasive questions. They're not asking for bank account numbers or anything along those lines. What is your annual payroll? Number of employees you hire per year, number of current employees you have. And as you can see, there's a couple more questions below that. When they get done filling out that portion, they come down here to the industry and they select the industry that they are in. Then they come down here to the cost remediation interest and they select 1, 2, 3, or all of them, whatever they want to have the cost remediation programs work for them. Okay? Remember, it's all done on a contingency basis. So all this is money that's owed to these businesses, and we're going out and finding it for them. So might as well select them all. If they do, we have a much better opportunity of maximizing our commissions, because we are looking through all these different programs to recapture money that's owed to them. So that's the questionnaire. Very simple. Never had any problems with business owners wanting to fill this out. Very simple. This opportunity also has a residual income component to it. Now, after finding possibly, hundreds of thousands of dollars owed to business owners through the cost remediation programs that we just went over, we introduced Digital World's credit card processing program. Now, almost 100% of the time, business owners will gladly allow us to do a cost analysis on their processing fees. Well, you think about it. You went into a business and you were able to save them $100,000, $200,000. He's ecstatic or she's ecstatic. So then we go back in with the credit card saying, hey, we saved you $100,000, $200,000. I think I might be able to save you some more money on your credit card processing. And would you mind us doing a cost analysis? Well, almost 100% of the time, they will be more than happy to do so due to the fact that you've already proven yourself with the cost remediation programs. Now, what do I need to know about the credit card industry? Well, Digital World provides training modules. And the first training module is getting started, how to plan, and prospecting. Okay. Then the next module is key players and different payment types. The next module talks about equipment solutions, where there's tablets and point of sale solutions and mobile solutions. And then the next module is about warm and cold market approach and submitting your statements. And, regarding the warm and cold market approach, we recommend you go to the warm market first. You go to business owners that business owners that you could walk into and they know who you are. And you can, like the little speech I said earlier about getting a business owner interested. And they're more likely up front, because you're new to this, they would go ahead and get you involved with their solution. And then you would learn as you're going. So that's why we recommend the warm market. Cold market is absolutely wonderful. That's how you're really going to expand your business. But the warm market is where you're really going to launch the business for you, get you started, seeing how the programs work, being on the call, those sort of things. Now, they also in the fifth module show you how to build a residual income with this credit card processing, and also how to approach potential agents like we are doing with this video. We are approaching potential agents and telling them about this financial opportunity that we have available. And in the video, in the training modules, they go ahead and show you how to do so in that regard. So very, very informative and so forth. Now, my responsibility in this industry is simple. I gather the last 2 months processing statements from the business owner. I send those statements to Digital World's corporate office. Digital World does the cost analysis and proposal, and then they send it back to me. Now, when they send it back to me, I can either send it or drop it off to the merchant, okay? Sometimes I drop it off if they're local or they're close. I'll go by and drop it off there. But if they're, we have merchants all over the United States. So if I'm talking to another merchant that's outside of my area, I'll send them the information. And what we send them is the cost analysis, the proposal, and an application. And the reason we send the cost analysis, a proposal, and application is if they agree with everything that we had did in our proposal, the application just streamlines the process for them to get started to doing processing through Digital World. Now, our average savings per business is about 30 to 40%. Let's put that into perspective. If you have a merchant who is spending $1,000 a month in processing fees, you're looking at saving them $300 to $400 a month. Now that's a car payment, or if you were to save that up for a year, that's a pretty nice vacation for the family. So very, very significant, because you've already saved the money on the cost remediation side. Now you're saving them 30 to 40% on their credit cards. They're going to be a customer of yours for life. Okay. So how do we get paid on this? Well, every time someone swipes or uses their credit card or ATM at the businesses that you sign up, you get paid 20% of the profits every single month. Let me say that again. It's very important. Every time somebody swipes or uses their credit card or ATM at the businesses that you sign up, you get paid 20% of the profits every single month. Now, that's as long as the business is processing through Digital World, okay? So if they're not processing through Digital World any longer, then you will not get the residual income. But I will show you why they will continue to stay with you through Digital World in a minute. Digital World has been in business since 2004. They are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They have a $500 lifetime rate guarantee. This is why you're not going to lose your customer. So let's say you walk into one of your customers that you didn't do a cost remediation for, but you want to do the credit card processing analysis for. You walked into that credit card or that merchant and you told him, hey, I'd like to do a cost analysis on your credit card processing. And if I'm unable to beat your rates, I'll give you $500 for giving us the opportunity. That's how simple it is. They look at you and absolutely, what do I need to do? So they give you the 2-month statements, and we'll go into that in a minute. They also get free state-of-the-art equipment. They get next day funding. They get 24/7 live customer service. They're not talking to a robot. They're talking to live customer service. They also get a 45-day customer satisfaction guarantee. And what that simply states is that within the first 45 days, if they are unhappy with the processing or anything that has to do with Digital World, they can cancel, ship back the free state-of-the-art equipment that we gave to them, and walk our separate ways. There's no harm, no foul, nothing. It is that simple. Well, also, this opportunity has a network. It is completely optional. If you want to just be an agent and you want to just refer businesses to the specialist, you will receive 20% commissions of the profits for all the businesses that you have referred, whether it's one business or 1,000 businesses. You will be paid 20% commissions on the businesses that you referred. Okay? But here's where the network marketing platform comes into play. And remember, this is optional. Let's say you sign up an agent, or I sign you up, and I'm at a level, or you're my first level. Well, you go out and you get a business to go through the cost remediation program or the credit card processing, and you get 20% of that. Well, I get 5% commissions. Not out of your 20%, you keep your 20%. I get 5% commissions off the work you just did. Now, let's say that first level brings in 10 customers. Well, I'm going to get 5% commission off of those 10 customers. They bring in 1,000 customers. I'm going to make 5% commission off all 1,000 customers. Now, let's say that first agent, that first level agent goes and signs somebody else to do it. You know, he or she's pretty smart. You know, figures, hey, that's the best way to do it is have other people work and make me money. So he goes up and signs up an agent, and now that's on the second level. Well, guess what? He gets 5%, I get 5%, and the agent he signs up gets 20% for all the businesses that he has referred to our specialists. And as you can see, we keep going down 4%, 4%, 3%, 3%, and 12%. Now, some people ask, why 12% down that low? I mean, it's way down. Well, this company is actually rewarding you for getting down to that 7th level. So if you recruit an agent and they recruit an agent all the way down to 7 levels, you're going to be paid 12% commissions on all the businesses that they bring into the cost remediation programs. So as you can see, if you do the math, which I think you would be doing by this point, you'd be able to tell that there's a lot of money to be made. Now, you're going to be financially secure if you follow our duplicatable system and just refer businesses to the specialist. You're going to make a good living as long as you follow the duplicatable system and do what is asked of, which is very simple. As you see what we've talked about, you're gonna have some financial freedom that you've never had before. But if you really want true financial freedom, I would take advantage of the optional network marketing platform. There is no extra cost for this platform. Your one-time investment of $195 is it. That's it. Okay? So as you can see, a lot of money to be made. Well, what does it take to get started? Well, I sort of gave that away a little bit, didn't I? Oh, well. So first, you have to have a want to have financial freedom. You got to want it. You know, we all get stuck in this rut, wake up in the morning, take our shower, drink our coffee, go to work, come home, have dinner, watch TV, go to bed, wake up, take a shower. We go through this all routine and we get used to that certain lifestyle. You have to want to have a different lifestyle, and that financial freedom will give you that different lifestyle. Now, like I just said, there is a one-time investment of $195. But remember what I said on that very first slide. You have a 45-day guarantee. If we are unable to create a residual income for you within that 45 days, your $195 comes right back to you, no questions asked. There are no monthly fees with this opportunity, no annual fees, no auto ships, nothing, no barriers you have to meet to start making money. It is a day one, start making money, 20% for all the businesses you bring in. And if you decide to take action on the optional network marketing platform, you'll start receiving 5%, 5%, 4%, 4%, 3%, all the way down. Okay, that's how simple it is. What do you get for your investment of $195? Well, you get an easy and proven duplicatable system to follow. You get full support from Digital World, GMG, IBSP, Stride, and the person who sponsored you. You get your own personal website with your back office that has your accounting, your database, everything that you need for your accounting back office. You have training modules to ensure your success. We have marketing materials like links and brochures and flyers, and all of these are in electronic form. So you can email the links and the brochures and the flyers to your potential merchants or your potential agents. There's even videos and marketing materials for agents. And again, the 45-day money-back guarantee is in writing when you sign up with Digital World. It's not just something that's said. You actually get a certificate. As a matter of fact, here is that certificate, and it simply states, this guarantee is between Digital World and, we put the agent's name there, and it says Digital World will hereby certify that if the individual above has not obtained at least one personal level merchant account in their first 45 days from the date of approval, they can choose to receive a full refund of the original training fee. If the individual chooses to collect the refund, they will forfeit their agency. If after their first 90 days, the individual above has not chosen to collect the refund, they will continue their agency and no refund will be offered thereafter. This is a certificate directly from the CEO of the company. So you have the assurance in writing from the CEO that you're going to get a 45-day agent guarantee to create a residual income. If not, you'll get your $195 back. So impressive. You don't see this in this industry. You just don't.